Shaner64 back here today, and we're going to be doing something a little different we haven't done in a long time. A pickup video slash stuff I've picked up in the past couple months that maybe I haven't opened yet, because usually I open up all my figures, as you know, but some of the stuff I have not opened yet. So today we're going to go over all the stuff I've picked up and some cool finds that I've actually found at Ollie's bargain outlet. So you got to check this stuff out because you don't want to miss out on some of this, because you're going to want to check your Ollies out because there's a lot of cool stuff that I'm starting to find, and it just keeps getting better every time. But let's start out with TMNT. So first, we got the mutating re-releases, which these are really cool. Basically a throwback to the old ones, and I recently just found these at Target when they did the whole new TMNT end cap for the new movie, and these are cool. I'm digging them. Hang them on the wall if you want. So far, I have Leo there, and I did pick up Raph. So we got Leo and Raph. So those are the two that I've been able to find so far. On the back, it does show Donnie and Mikey there. So, have not seen them yet, but I have these two so far, so pretty cool. Next, we're gonna kick it into gear in the new movie. So we got Leo from the Mutant Mayhem movie on his little cycle. So this is cool because this is the only way to get the Leo with the helmet on. So a little different look to the figure than the regular one. I'm not sure if I'm going to open this or leave it in the box. I haven't really decided yet. I think I may open it, but kind of undecided what I want to do with this one. But that's a cool pickup. I need to get the Raph one yet that comes with the cycle. It has like a little side card on it. So we'll be on the lookout for that. I haven't found it yet, but that's Leo. Next up, we got this cool box. It was the Mutant Mayhem villains. This actually came from Amazon. I pre-ordered it before it came out. So this was a cool box it came in. And inside, you had these 4 figures. You have Superfly, who is the new main villain in the new movie. So he's a cool looking dude there. And like I said, I haven't seen these in stores yet, so that's why I had to do the Amazon order for him. Then you got Leatherhead, throwback to the old Leatherhead character with a new look. Kind of interested to see how they play him out in the new movie, but Leatherhead there. And then we got everyone's favorite tag team. We got Bebop and Rocksteady, which the Bebop, I already have the one I did the review on in my one past video you can check out with the ooze on him, kind of, the green slime. And same figure, basically same mold, everything, just no green slime on him. This Rocksteady, I don't know what to think. He's very different from the old Rocksteadies, and I just don't know what to think. I do believe John Cena does the voice for him in the movie though, so I'm excited to hear him. I don't think we've actually heard him talk yet in like full length anyway, so I'm excited to see the voice in this. So, well, here I should say, not really see, but cool figures. I'm loving it. Next up, we got some games I picked up recently, and just gonna go over 2 of them. AEW Fight Forever, which it's so-so. I mean, my biggest disappointment on this is it's $59.99. So it's a $60 game, and I feel like it's more of a $29.99 / $19.99. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just more of a value game in my mind. It's not worth the $60 retail price on this, and I feel like it's a little overcharging for what it is. I mean, it seems like you could do a lot of the stuff in the game real quick. The character roster isn't that deep, and the DLC seems madly expensive. I think so far today they released FTR on there you can download, but they're $11.99 for 2 characters. I mean, that's $6 a character. That's a lot. I mean, compared to like say the WWE ones and so on. So I'm not sure how I feel about this yet. I mean, I'm gonna play it some more, but I don't think the $60 is gonna kick in. But now here's something that I was happy to pay $40 for, and that's Sonic Origins Plus. I don't know why I did the 4. But anyways, this is awesome. Basically, you have all the old Sonic titles in here. You got 1, 2, 3, CD, the main ones anyways. And then the cool thing about this is it actually came with a code for all the old Game Gear games. So you can play all the old Game Gear ones, and you got a little art book too that it came with that slides in. And the packaging, I love the cover of this. I mean, that's cool. I saw the Switch one too, and the Switch one was really cool because it kind of did like the Genesis kind of vibes. I mean, this is kind of going for it too, but definitely really cool. And the cool thing about this, actually, I want to point out, when you flip, you gotta take the disc out, but when you actually flip it around, it kind of does like a reverse Genesis cover. And the other thing really cool about this is you can actually play as Knuckles now in Sonic 1 and 2, and I believe CD, you can basically switch between them, and you can play as Amy now, and you can never play as Amy before, so this fully, I mean, I'm so excited for this. I can't describe how great this is, how cool it is, so pick this up if you haven't yet. $40, I feel like it's very fair for this, and it's a fun game, and if you're in the trophies and achievements, it's not too bad trying to get them, so cool. Next, we're going to lead right into Sonic figures, which new waves come out. We got Cream, which I'm not too familiar in the character. I have seen her before, but I know this is like the newer Sonic gen. This isn't the older Sonic, but cool looking figures. I'm digging this. I'm digging this whole Jag specific Sonic line. As you know, I've picked these up in the past, did reviews on them, unboxings, and whenever I see new ones of these, I gotta get them. And on the back, you have all the new lines here. You got Infinite, Metal Sonic, Cream, and then Sonic comes with a skateboard, which it gets to the point, how many Sonics do we really need? I swear, I feel like they've done this Sonic remold now like 50 times, because every time I go into Walmart or Target, that's all I find is that Sonic, and it's frustrating, because when you want to find new figures, it's like, oh hey, there's another Sonic out. But leads to the next one, Infinite, he as well as from that line. Cool looking fig. I'm digging this one. So this, I believe, is probably going to be the harder one to find. As goofy as it sounds, I found this in Kohl's. Yes, Kohl's. And if you don't believe me, check your Kohl's toy section. They are getting this wave in, so. And actually, I got the thing on the back proving it. So it's the same retail, $9.99, which actually I think it might be a little cheaper, because I think Walmart's $10.99 for these, so actually $1 cheaper in Kohl's. Who would ever funk that? Not me. So if you're curious where to find these, check Kohl's. You may surprise yourself. And then one that I've been trying to find that I did pick up was Super Silver, which I have the plain silver, so it's just basically the same thing, just super. Got all the Chaos Emeralds, which comes with one there. So this was an older wave. I already have the Jet that came in this one. The Sonic I skipped out, of course, and the Tails I skipped because I already got them. And leads to the next one. Kind of figure related, kind of not, but Pez. We got Sonic and Tails, which I do need to get the Knuckles yet. I haven't seen him, but I found these in a local grocery store, and I figured, hey, cool. These are look cool in the game room, so Sonic and Tails. And I don't remember them ever doing Sonic Pez. I know they've done Nintendo throughout the years, but never like anything Sega related. But next up, this is all stuff that I found at Ollie's, and it's cool because if you're watching this video, depending on the date, we're about to go into July 1st here. It's June 30th, last day in June / first day of July. And Ollie's is doing some like anniversary celebration where it's 15% off the entire store. Sorry, I can't even talk about it. So excited for this, but 15% off the entire store. So I figured, I'll give it a look, see what's new. And I'm happy I did, because I found a ton of figures that I'm interested in. And Ollie's is really hitting hard lately, because in the past, I would say month or two, I found the real Ghostbusters figures in there, and that was a cool find, just to randomly see them. And for like $3.99, that was a steal for those. Well, this time, they are getting Mario figures in, which I found Ludwig, which that's one of the Koopa kids, so really cool. And the whole wave, I believe, not the whole wave, but him and Goomba were both there. So, and he was $5.99, which usually these are $10 retail. So $5.99, take 15% off. He came down a little bit, but that was cool to find like an odd character like that. So Ollie's, your Ollie's may vary from what you find. So if you are interested in making Ollie's trips, check other ones too, because you never know what you're going to find. Ollie's is one of those things where when they distribute the product across all the different stores, they tend to get different stuff. So it's not always going to be the exact same product. So it is cool to actually check other Ollie's. Like I have one that's about a half-hour drive from my house. So when I'm up that way, I haven't yet, but I'm actually tempted to maybe check it out and see what they have. You never know. But that was the first cool thing I got. The next, this is awesome. So, how many people remember Bucky O'Hare? This is cool. To see these figures, you got Red Eye Duck, and you got Jenny. And I'm digging these. I remember Bucky O'Hare when I was a kid in the 90s. And yeah, I remember it was a short-lived cartoon show, but I remember the NES game more than anything, which that was at the time trying to live off the success of Turtles and Battletoads and so on. It just never really took off as much. But a couple years ago, they did re-release these figures, and you don't really see them anymore. If you do see them, they're like in comic book stores, and they're usually like $30 or so. Check that price out. $5.99 I paid for these, well, plus 15% off, and all they had was these two. So they didn't have the Stealth Mission Bucky one. Who else in this line? The Storm Toad Trooper I did not see. Captain Bucky O'Hare, the main ones. First Mate Jenny. Yeah, that's a little different. This is the Astral one, so these are the only two my Ollies have. But I bet if I would have checked the other Ollies, he might have different figures. So it is cool. Just to, I mean, I was at first I did find the Dead-Eye Duck one. I'm like, oh, this is cool, and I was all excited to find this, and then I found her like 5 minutes later. So you gotta search around, because sometimes Ollie's doesn't really situate stuff well, and that's not a dig in Ollie's. It's just there's so much inventory product coming in that they just basically put them everywhere. So if you're into retro stuff like this, these are cool. I can't wait to bust these open, because from what I heard review-wise, these are really good figures, and I wish they were to continue it on, or at least maybe revive it, because that's something that's very interesting that you could bring back in the video game stage and maybe make a whole new game of for a new generation. I mean, most kids today probably don't even know what Bucky O'Hare is, so cool stuff. I say it a lot, but we're all cool. And last, we're gonna go into Power Rangers now. So I would have never purchased these figures at full retail, and let me show you what they are. So I got two of them. They had a little more better too, but these are the only two that really kind of interest me. And it was kind of like these package, what's the word? Eco-free packaging. Doesn't show you what they look like. So I have no idea how these figures look. I mean, they're in there, but they had the Dino Megazord and the White Tiger Zord. And the White Tiger Zord, that's a throwback. When I was a kid, I had the big one. But I mean, I know they're not big, but what was it? $3.99. I mean, I think newbies were like $12, $13 or something. So I thought for $4 plus 15% off, came down a tiny bit. I thought, hey, we're giving them a shot. I mean, they would look cool on display. I mean, Hasbro does all these new Power Ranger figures now. It's not like the old Bandai back in the 90s. So I mean, if you're curious, giving them a try. I mean, I feel like when you start going under $5, it's worth it at least try to see what you think of it. There was, I believe, like one or two other ones they had on the shelf, but these are the only two that kind of really interest me. And that goes into the final one. So they do kind of like the retro line, like a re-up it, like current. And this is a cool guy. You got Guy. I had to make sure I remember his name here. $9.99 and 15% off. It came like $1 or something off. So this is cool. I mean, I love how they're doing these figures and how they're recreating them. I know this guy was clearance everywhere. I think GameStop had him on clearance. He was in Burlington Coat Factories, I think, Big Lots, and I think he was a little more than this. But now he's showing up in Ollie's now. I mean, for $9.99 plus 15% off, less than $10, and that's a cool looking figure. I mean, I remember as a kid having the made one, like the actual old Bandai one, and I used to love that because I remember he used to like press on his sides or whatever, or like on his back, somewhere on him, and I remember he had the little eyes on his chest that would pop out, almost like they would like shoot out at you or something. And I always thought that was a really cool figure to play with, and I thought, hey, this is kind of like a throwback to like my childhood with this guy, so this is gonna look cool, especially with those like two like Zord displays to have on display. Have like a little Power Ranger area, so you can really set up a nice little Power Ranger area in your game room / action figure room if you really wanted to. And Ollie's is really, they're putting out some pretty good bangers, I'll say that. So that is gonna be the ending of this video, I guess. I really don't really have anything else. I mean, I did pick up a couple comic books here and there, like comic book sets, and at Ollie's there, and like those are always in there. It's just a matter of what you find, like if it's gonna be like a new wave or like say different characters and so on. So you're always gonna find those. So that's nothing really too new exciting, but if you're into comic books, Ollie's has a ton of comic books too. And this is not a video really to promote Ollie's. I'm just trying to let people know, hey, if you want the stuff, check them out. So If you like the video, please like down below, subscribe to the channel. We did arcade 1-up reviews behind me. We did action figure reviews, TMNT, NECA, different properties of the line, Nintendo, hidden gem videos, PS5, and so on. And if you just like stuff like this, please subscribe. I mean, you can check down my playlist down below if you want, and always ring the bell. You get notifications when new videos come up, which I try to at least do 1 video a week, if not 2, so it varies depending how they go. But I guess I'm gonna say what my eye got here, and we'll catch you in the next video, and until then, cowabunga.